Have you ever felt anger surge within you, like a wildfire, consuming your calm and leaving behind regret? It happens in the most unexpected moments. Maybe it's a careless comment from a loved one, an impulsive action by a colleague, or a minor inconvenience on the street. Anger can arrive uninvited, forcing us to react in ways that clash with the person we truly want to be. But what if anger didn't have to be a foe? What if it could be transformed into an ally, guiding us towards self-mastery and peace? What if you could turn your anger into a tool for growth, rather than letting it control you? Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, offers profound insights on mastering emotions. It provides a path to reclaiming your calm, even in the most intense moments. Today, I'm sharing with you 10 powerful ways to manage anger, rooted in Stoic wisdom. These aren't just simple tips, they're deep, transformative lessons. They will not only soothe your emotions, but will help you journey toward a life filled with peace and self-control. Stay with me, take notes, and apply these principles in your life. These lessons have the power to shift how you view anger and, in turn, how you govern your emotional world. Imagine a life where serenity isn't just a fleeting feeling, but a permanent state of being. Let's begin with the first step: identifying your anger triggers. Anger, in its essence, isn't inherently bad. In fact, it's a signal like a red light in the mind alerting us to something that's not quite right. But why do we let it control us? How can we break free from the cycle of rage and regret? The answer starts with awareness, recognizing what truly makes you angry. This might sound simple, but it's the key to unlocking inner peace. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." Anger rises from how we perceive and judge the world around us. Take a moment to reflect. When someone says something hurtful, whether intentional or not, are you upset by their words, or is it because you expect them to always behave perfectly toward you? Often, we discover that anger stems from unmet expectations or hidden fears. The first step in mastering your anger is recognizing its true root. Once you do that, you can start to regain control. Imagine this scenario. You're a father, and your child hasn't finished their homework on time. Pause. Ask yourself, why am I angry? What exactly about this situation is triggering me? When we dig deeper, we may find that the anger comes from our own worries about the child's future, or the fear of disappointing others. Once you uncover the hidden emotions behind your anger, you can choose how to respond calmly and constructively. This approach doesn't just apply to family situations. It works in your everyday life, whether in the workplace or in your personal relationships. The Stoics teach us that by recognizing the root of our anger, we can begin to control our response and transform those moments of frustration into opportunities for growth. So, what makes you angry? Is it the words others say, or is it your expectations of them? The more you understand what triggers you, the easier it becomes to let go of that anger. The Stoic path teaches us to manage our reactions, not to suppress our emotions, but to see them clearly, understand their source, and respond from a place of reason. As we continue this journey of mastering our anger, Let's explore the next principle, reframing challenges as opportunities for growth. How can we transform our reactions to obstacles into powerful lessons that shape our character? Stay with me as we dive into this Stoic strategy earlier. We explored how identifying the roots of anger can shift our reactions from impulsive to thoughtful. Now, let's dive deeper into how to master those early signs of frustration before they take control of you. Anger, though often seen as an enemy, can actually be a powerful guide when you recognize it early enough. It's like a small ripple in a pond that, if noticed, can be calmed before it turns into a tidal wave. When you catch that first hint of irritation, you begin the practice of early recognition. Imagine this. You're in a meeting when a colleague unexpectedly interrupts you. At first, it's just a small irritation, but if ignored, it could turn into frustration and a harsh response. Instead, you stop and ask yourself, where is this irritation coming from? Is it the interruption, or is it because I'm already stressed from other tasks? By acknowledging this feeling early, you regain control, and instead of responding with sharp words, you can address the situation calmly. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once wisely said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." This rings especially true when it comes to anger. The initial reaction might be a perception of being disrespected, but upon closer examination, we often find that our anger is based on assumptions rather than the reality of the situation. The key here is recognizing anger at its onset. When you feel your body starting to react, perhaps your heart rate rises, your muscles tense, or your breath quickens. Stop. These are your body's early warning signals. Pay attention to them, and you can address the emotion before it spirals out of control. Ask yourself, is this really worth my anger, or is it just an overreaction in the moment? By practicing this self-awareness, you stop the cycle before it takes hold. As Epictetus wisely taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Early recognition is the first step, but to truly master your emotions, you must also practice techniques to calm your mind. Number 3. Practice relaxation techniques. Recognizing anger early is crucial, but learning how to soothe it is the next step. Breathing exercises are incredibly effective when anger starts to build. Pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and exhale for 6. This simple practice signals to your body and mind that it's time to reset, preventing anger from clouding your judgment. Imagine this scenario. After a long and tiring day, a colleague offers unsolicited criticism. Your initial instinct might be to snap back, but instead, you pause. You take a moment to breathe and remind yourself, this is just a moment. It will pass. I have control over how I react. This calm approach allows you to choose a response that is rational and thoughtful, rather than being swept away by emotion. This technique is not just about calming down in the moment. It's about training your body and mind to handle stress more effectively in the future. When practiced regularly, these techniques create a resilient mindset, helping you stay grounded even when the world feels chaotic. Now, let's move forward to the next powerful principle of Stoicism, How can we not just manage anger, but transform it into a source of strength and growth? Stay tuned as we explore how negative visualization can help us prepare for challenges and live with more peace and resilience. Earlier, we explored how anger can quickly take control. But how? By recognizing it early, we can reclaim that power. Now, let's dive into a simple yet profound way to stop anger from taking over. Breathing. Have you ever felt that surge of anger, like a switch has been flipped inside you, leaving you feeling ready to explode? That tightness in your chest, the rush of blood, the overwhelming impulse to lash out. But imagine, instead of giving into that rush, you simply pause. You take a deep breath, slowly, deliberately. In that single moment, you regain control. You stop the anger from spreading, and you find your center again. Breathing deeply is not just a physical act, it's a mental reset. When anger rises, your body shifts into fight or flight mode. But with slow, deliberate breaths, you can interrupt that process and calm your nervous system. Instead of reacting impulsively, you create a brief pause, a moment where you can choose your response. And this space, this moment of stillness, is powerful. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. When you pause, you stop letting anger control you. You control the way you perceive the situation, and from there, you control your response. Anger is a reaction, it's a feeling that arises when something doesn't go as expected, or when we feel wronged. But often, it's not the event itself that causes us pain, it's how we interpret it. How many times have you been angry over something small, only to look back and realize it wasn't worth it? Anger can be a burden if left unchecked. But when we reflect on it, process it, and manage it, it becomes an opportunity for growth. This journey begins with something simple: breathing. Just a deep breath, a moment of pause, and the willingness to ask yourself, is this worth my anger? As you practice this, you'll begin to notice a shift in your emotional control. Anger becomes less of an enemy and more of a tool for insight. But breathing is just the beginning of the path to mastery. Number 4. Think before you speak. This principle might be one of the hardest to practice in moments of anger. The hardest challenge is controlling your words. We've all had those moments when we say something we regret, something that hurts someone else deeply. The words that slip out in a heated moment can have a lasting impact, far greater than any action. Think about it. How many times have you said something in the heat of anger that you wished you could take back? Whether it's a careless remark to a colleague or a harsh word to a loved one, those words can cut deep. The Stoic philosophers, like Epictetus, understood this well. He famously said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple truth serves as a profound reminder. Before you speak, pause. Imagine a familiar scenario. After a long, stressful day, you come home and are greeted with chaos. The kitchen is messy, your child hasn't finished their homework, and your patience is wearing thin. It's so easy to snap, to let your frustrations spill over. But what if, instead of reacting, You paused for just a moment. You take a deep breath and ask yourself, is this really worth my anger? You may find that the frustration isn't about the mess or the unfinished homework, but about the cumulative stress from your day. This simple pause helps you choose a response rather than a reaction. Taking a moment to reflect before speaking is not just about restraint, it's about practicing self-control. It's about giving yourself the space to decide what your words should reflect. Would you want the words you say to contribute to healing or to hurt someone unintentionally? In moments of anger, take 3 deep breaths and count to 10. Then, reflect. Does this statement align with the person I want to be? That small practice is the first step toward changing the way you communicate, and in turn, changing the way you interact with the world around you. And journaling, as Marcus Aurelius did, can help with this practice. Write down those moments when you've lost control of your words and reflect. If I could go back, what would I have said instead? This practice of reflection helps you learn from past mistakes, improving your future reactions and helping you grow. Number 5. Use exercise to manage emotions. As we've seen, recognizing anger early and controlling your words is essential. But sometimes, emotions need an outlet. Exercise provides a powerful way to release pent-up frustration and stress. Imagine this. You've had a difficult, emotionally charged day. Maybe things didn't go as planned. Maybe someone let you down. All those emotions are bubbling up inside. Instead of letting them boil over, why not channel that energy into something productive? Exercise doesn't just help your body, it helps your mind. When you push your body, you release endorphins, the natural mood elevators. Whether it's going for a run, lifting weights, or simply doing 10 minutes of stretching, exercise clears your mind and helps you process your emotions. It helps you reset, refocus, and stay grounded. The next time you feel anger building up, instead of lashing out, take a walk, do some push-ups, or go for a quick jog. You'll be surprised at how much better you feel once you release that built-up tension. The clarity that comes from physical movement gives you the space to think rationally again, without the weight of emotion clouding your judgment. In the next part of this video, we'll explore how transforming your anger is not just about controlling it, but about using it as a tool to improve yourself. How can you harness that emotional energy in a way that brings positive change? Let's dive deeper into that next. Stay tuned. Earlier, we talked about the power of recognizing anger and taking control before it takes over. Now, let's dive into a powerful practice that can help keep you grounded. Exercise. When anger hits, it often feels like a storm inside you, intense, overwhelming, and unstoppable. But what if, instead of letting it consume you, you step outside, lace up your running shoes, and start running? With each stride, with each breath, and each drop of sweat, you begin to feel the anger dissipate. The rush of endorphins from exercise soothes your body and mind, gradually turning frustration into peace. Exercise isn't just about physical strength. It's a training ground for mental fortitude. Imagine this. You've had a difficult day. Everything seems to be going wrong, and you're on the edge of losing control. Instead of letting the anger boil over, you hit the pavement. Each step, each breath becomes a release. Slowly, you feel the pressure ease. You're not just improving your fitness, you're strengthening your resilience. You're training your mind to stay calm in the face of adversity. This isn't just physical, it's mental conditioning. I recall a friend who works as a high school teacher. He often faces intense pressure, and he shared with me how, in those moments when he felt on the verge of losing control, he would head straight to the gym. Surrounded by the clanking of weights and the beats of fast-paced music, he found peace. Each lift, each rep, allowed him to shed the weight of frustration. When he walked out of the gym, he felt lighter, his mind clearer, and the anger that had once seemed unbearable was gone. Exercise, in this sense, is a reset. Have you ever tried walking when you're angry? It sounds simple, but the act of putting one foot in front of the other can be more effective than any heated argument. Instead of letting the emotions consume you, you decide to channel them into action. A long walk or a quick run can be your opportunity to regain control, and in the process, you may even discover that physical movement is one of the most powerful tools. For emotional regulation, are you ready to take charge of your emotions, rather than letting them control you? Now, let's talk about another critical step in mastering your emotions: thinking before you speak. It's easy to say things in the heat of the moment. Words spoken in anger can leave scars that last far longer than the actual event. A careless remark can wound deeper than any physical action, and once spoken, those words can never be taken back. This is where Stoicism teaches us the power of pause before speaking. Take a breath. How many times have you said something you regretted almost immediately? Something that, in hindsight, didn't reflect the person you wanted to be? Imagine this scenario. After a long, frustrating day at work, you arrive home to find the kitchen a mess, and your kids haven't finished their homework. Frustration builds, and it's easy to snap at them. Why are you always so lazy? You think, almost instinctively. But imagine if, instead of reacting immediately, you paused and asked yourself, is this really worth my anger? In that moment, you've given yourself the chance to choose a better response. You realize that this isn't about the mess, it's about the stress you're carrying from the day. A simple pause gives you the power to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple reminder holds great wisdom. Before you let your words escape, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, does this comment help the situation? Will it make things better or worse? It's in that moment of pause that you harness self-control. And that's where your true strength lies. The next time you feel anger bubbling up, take 3 deep breaths, count to 10, and remind yourself that every word you say matters. What will you choose to leave behind? A hurtful comment or a measured response that reflects your values? Journaling, as Marcus Aurelius did, can also help you process these moments. Afterward, write about the times you lost control of your words and reflect, what would I say differently now? This act of reflection allows you to identify patterns in your behavior and helps you improve over time. Now that we've tackled recognizing and controlling our words. Let's explore a new way to handle your emotions, using exercise to channel anger. Have you ever felt the pressure of a bad day building inside, threatening to burst? Exercise is your escape valve. Instead of letting your emotions boil over, channel them into something constructive. Exercise releases endorphins, the body's natural mood enhancers. A quick jog, a series of stretches, or even some light weightlifting can redirect all that pent-up frustration into something positive. Physical movement is a powerful tool for emotional release. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed, instead of reacting emotionally, try releasing that tension through exercise. The change might not be instant, but in a few minutes, you'll start to feel the shift. You're not just sweating out anger. You're training your mind to handle difficult situations with calm and focus. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into how small, consistent actions like these can completely transform your emotional resilience. Stay tuned, because we'll uncover even more Stoic principles to help you take control of your inner world. As we discussed earlier, the power of humor can be a powerful ally when dealing with anger. But humor isn't the only tool in the Stoic toolbox for mastering our emotions. Another essential Stoic practice is taking a step back when anger rises. It's easy to react impulsively, but Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect. This pause doesn't mean avoiding the situation. Instead, it creates mental distance and allows you to view the situation from a place of clarity and reason. Imagine this scenario. A colleague does something that frustrates you at work. Your first instinct may be to snap back. However, if you take a moment to step away, maybe just walk outside or take a few deep breaths, you begin to gain control over your emotions. Stepping back gives you time to reflect, think about the consequences, and calm down before responding. This is the power of perspective. As Epictetus wisely wrote in his Meditations, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger. Instead of focusing on the fault of others, look inward. Have you ever made a similar mistake? Could there be a different, more compassionate way to handle the situation? By asking these questions, you not only manage your anger, but also practice empathy, which strengthens relationships. Now, picture a situation where a friend shows up late to a meeting without letting you know. Instead of letting anger take over, you pause and think, I've been late before. I've inconvenienced others. I know that things happen. By practicing tolerance, you create understanding instead of frustration, which ultimately nurtures compassion in relationships. This small, yet significant shift in mindset is a perfect example of how Stoicism teaches us to pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action, not based on our emotions but on thoughtful consideration. The goal here isn't to suppress emotions, but to guide them with wisdom. The Stoics also remind us of the consequences of acting out of anger. Often, decisions made in the heat of the moment can lead to regret. By pausing and reflecting, you give yourself the power to respond, not react. The next time you're faced with a challenging situation, ask yourself, if I react now, what will the outcome be? It's the key to maintaining your inner peace. Now, Let's explore the next step in emotional mastery, asking for help when needed. As much as Stoicism encourages self-reliance, it also acknowledges that we can't do everything alone. Sometimes, no matter how hard we try, emotions like anger resurface. This is when it's important to recognize that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but of strength. Think about it. Even the strongest of us can't face every challenge in isolation. Stoicism teaches us to be aware of our limitations and to reach out for support when needed, whether it's talking to a friend, a mentor, or even a professional. Seeking help allows us to process emotions more effectively and find healthy ways to manage them. Remember, Stoic wisdom isn't about suppressing feelings, but about understanding and managing them in a way that allows you to stay centered, no matter what life throws at you. So, the next time anger rises, pause, reflect, seek help when necessary, and keep applying these Stoic principles. In doing so, you'll find yourself not only managing anger, but also growing stronger, calmer, and more resilient. In the next segment, we'll explore how the art of reflection and journaling can further help you develop emotional strength. Stay tuned, and don't forget to apply these steps today, because the journey to inner peace and emotional mastery begins with small, mindful actions. As we've discussed earlier, recognizing when you need help is an essential step in mastering anger. But there's another powerful tool in the Stoic mindset: staying true to your core values. This is the foundation that will anchor you through life's most challenging emotional storms. Anger can be likened to a fire. It starts small and manageable, but if left unchecked, it can spiral out of control, wreaking havoc on everything in its path. Just like a fire, anger needs to be put out before it spreads. And when you feel like you can't manage it alone, that's the moment to seek help. Whether it's from a trusted friend, family member, or even a professional, asking for support is a proactive way to protect yourself and the people you care about. Unfortunately, many people still perceive asking for help as a sign of weakness. This misconception can make it incredibly difficult for people to reach out, even when they desperately need support. Yet, as human beings, we are naturally social creatures. We are meant to connect, support each other, and share the burden of life's challenges. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, "What injures the hive injures the bee." We cannot live in isolation, untouched by the struggles of those around us. Asking for help isn't just about solving a personal problem, it's about building empathy, strengthening relationships, and realizing we're all in this together. Imagine this: you're standing in the middle of a storm of emotions. Your anger, like powerful waves, pulls you further into chaos. In these moments, reaching out to a friend, a family member, or even a professional for guidance isn't just helpful, it's a lifeline. By sharing your struggles, you not only lighten your emotional load, but you also gain a fresh perspective, one that may have been impossible to see on your own. That new perspective, that new clarity, helps you face the problem with strength and wisdom. So why are we hesitant to seek help? Perhaps it's because we've been conditioned to believe that strength lies in doing everything alone. We've been taught to aspire to be the person who always has control, who never needs anyone else. But the truth is, real strength lies in acknowledging your imperfections and allowing yourself to be supported. The act of seeking help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a testament to your courage and your commitment to growth. Think about it. When was the last time you truly stepped out of your comfort zone to ask for help? If you haven't, now is the time. Not because you're weak, but because you deserve peace. Embracing change, accepting help, and staying true to your values, that's how you build resilience. Moving forward, let's dive into how staying true to your core values not only helps you with anger, but is also the key to a peaceful, centered life. The Stoic principle of living in alignment with your values is the ultimate defense against the unpredictable emotional waves that come your way. It's not just a coping mechanism, it's a way of life. In the next section, we will explore how living in alignment with your values empowers you to respond thoughtfully to every situation that challenges your peace. So, let's take this journey together, discovering how Stoic wisdom can help us not only survive the storms of life, but thrive within them. As we've seen so far, managing our emotions is about staying true to ourselves, especially in moments of anger. How do we ensure that we respond in a way that aligns with our core values? That's where the true power lies. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about allowing our values to guide us through the storm. When anger rises, pause. Ask yourself, does what I'm about to do truly reflect the person I aspire to be? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This simple but profound wisdom serves as a reminder to return to our core values. Whenever anger threatens to overwhelm us, imagine this. You've just poured your heart and soul into a major project, giving it everything you've got. Yet, in a team meeting, a colleague takes all the credit. The anger starts to well up inside you. You feel betrayed, frustrated, and the urge to lash out is almost overwhelming. But instead of reacting immediately, you pause and ask yourself, would reacting this way honor my values of integrity and composure? In that moment, you realize that by choosing to respond calmly, you not only preserve your own professionalism, but also maintain mutual respect. By pausing, you're not being weak, you're being strong. Stoicism teaches us that the harm we feel is not caused by others' actions, but by the power we give those actions over us. You are the one who decides how you react. When kindness and integrity guide you, responding to insults with calmness not only preserves your dignity, but can also create space for the other person to reflect on their behavior. This is the power of Stoicism. It shows us that calmness is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of inner strength. By living by your values, you ensure that no insult or negative situation can disturb your inner peace. As Seneca wisely said, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Anger, when unchecked, has the power to destroy relationships, tarnish your image, and cause unnecessary harm to your own peace of mind. But when your values take the lead, no amount of external provocation can shake your inner composure. Your core values act as your refuge during emotional turmoil. The next time anger flares, ask yourself, am I letting my emotions dictate my actions, Or am I letting my values lead the way? By staying true to what you believe in, you don't just master your anger, you cultivate a reputation for strength, self-control, and compassion. Most importantly, you'll find genuine tranquility within yourself. That's what living by your values is all about, not just surviving life's challenges, but thriving in them. We've just explored 10 powerful ways to handle a bad temper, all inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. These are not quick fixes, but tools for building a life of peace and self-mastery. Remember, anger isn't your enemy. It's an opportunity to grow. It's a chance to reflect, to listen to what your emotions are telling you, and to act in a way that aligns with the person you aspire to become. Each time you respond to anger with patience and wisdom, you take another step toward becoming the best version of yourself. So, if you found this video helpful and haven't hit the like button yet, now is the perfect time to do so. Your support helps spread this message to more people who need it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you handle anger, or if you've tried any of these strategies. Don't hesitate to share your perspective in the comments below. And if you know someone who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there's so much more insightful content coming your way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.